All right. A lot of things were just announced, and we really have to talk about it because it does pertain to this entire space, specifically around utility. If you guys want to absolutely crush this market, I mean making sure that your long-term, your mid-term, and even your short-term goals are being hit in this space, you guys need to be in the Discord. I have a complete free section and a complete paid section as well, where both sides are getting a ton of value. Even the free side. Guys, I don't ignore the free side. We have weekly events in there. We're doing portfolio reviews, you name it. So what are you guys waiting for? Join the free Discord now. Links are down in the description below. So with that being said, welcome to the channel, everyone. My name is Nick. For those that are new to the channel, hopefully by the end of this video, you do become a subscriber. If we take a quick look at this report that got put out by KPMG and also the Singapore FinTech Association, and it is regarding asset tokenization, there's a lot of substantial information within this document. Big shout to Smoke Dog for this because he actually did some of the research for us. And we have major confirmation that crypto market is finally shifting from hype-driven cycles to a utility-based cycle. This is something that I have been warning everyone about for a while. And remember that this isn't me telling you guys about this. This is the Singapore FinTech Association with KPMG telling you this. And as we really look at this space, yes, it is evolving. It's changing. We are going to be moving away from meme coins. We are going to be moving away from the hype-driven cycles. Utility is going to take over. We have the era of hype and meme coins is coming to an end. With global crypto regulation on the horizon, the market is beginning to mature. Institutions are observing a significant trend. Projects fueled by hype are no longer receiving funding. Instead, those with a clear business case, utility, liquidity, and governance are becoming the new standard for evaluating blockchain-based products. Additionally, buzzwords like Web3 and blockchain will gradually fade as crypto products become increasingly integrated with the traditional financial world, much like how HTTP was adopted for internet security. This marks the beginning of cryptocurrency's practical application for widespread adoption and mainstream usage. And yes, this is exactly why, as we really kind of look at some of these projects, I more so talk about Xrp, Hbar, Algorand, Cardano, DEG, Cspr, even QNT. You can throw in a whole bunch of projects. Like, all of these projects are doing horrible, right? Price action basically gone. There's none of it, right? We look at like the all-time chart and it doesn't look too bad, but if we go back to 2022 to now, like, not much has changed in well over 2 years. It's depressing, right? A lot of people are frustrated with the price action. But I want you all to understand that we're not yet in the utility cycle. We're still technically moving away from the hype-driven cycle. But once we are in a utility-based cycle, these types of projects are going to absolutely explode in value and in use, in demand, and I've outlined this on multiple occasions on why. Now over here, we have again, we are moving out of the hype cycle era of cryptocurrencies. Blockchain technology has entered the hyper-growth stage. Documented. The next stop, mainstream adoption. And here we actually have from the same report, and let me open this up in a new tab just so that you guys can see it. We have, at today's day and age, blockchain technology has entered the hyper-growth stage that previous technologies followed too. The next stop is mainstream adoption. By 2005 or so, it will become clear that the internet's impact on the economy has been no greater than the fax machines. That's a quote. So think about that, right? Like, this type of technology, as we look at blockchain and DLT, it is going to greatly overshadow the internet. And it is because of the substantial efficiencies that this technology unlocks, but also the value behind it. We are going to see finance and everything around us, everything that we do on a day-to-day basis, change drastically over the next couple years. I've talked about this on multiple occasions. Gaming, finance, social media, the creator economy, YouTube itself, everything is going to change. We're going to start to see tokens really kind of driving growth in a lot of these areas. Social tokens, creator tokens, gaming tokens. Like, this is becoming a reality. So many people are trying to, say, oh no, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's already happening. We're seeing this become a reality. Now, as we think about this, right, like, this is mass adoption. Mass adoption is the key here. And tokenization, guys, there is so much money behind tokenization. Just look at this. This is the overall value of the potential that tokenization can touch. Quadrillions of dollars, not trillions, quadrillions. But if we think about this, right, we need to make sure that we have proper security. We need to make sure that there is things in place, guardrails, if you will, around proper security as well. Like, for example, the DeRec Alliance, enabling mass market decentralized recovery. And think about this, right? It's funny because we talk about a lot of these projects that so many people are so quick to hate on. But if we think about the names tied to this, the DeRec Alliance, enabling mass market decentralized recovery. This is an alliance that's enabling mass adoption. I will continue to put a spotlight on some of these alliances and some of these announcements simply because this will enable the next billion plus users. When we look at these meetings now and these discussions, it does take me back, okay? Like, if you told me that Charles Adkins, David Fueling, Lehman Baird, and all of these names were going to be in the same meeting talking about crypto, talking about adoption, talking about mass adoption, I would say you're crazy. You're crazy. It's not going to happen. If we're talking about 2021. But now that it's 2024, this is exactly how we get to mass adoption. It's collaborations in this space. This entire space is going to come together because it is a multi-chain world. That's how we get to mass adoption. The biggest players will work together to fuel mass adoption. It's not, oh, hey, HBAR is better than Algo or Algo is better than ADA. No, it's how can we work together? And that's exactly what's happening here. Now, also over here from Input Output, we have Input Output is proud to join the DeRec Alliance as a founding member alongside Hedera, Algo. This is the hash graph, which is tied right back to Hedera, Ripple, Xrp Labs. The DeRec Alliance is a group of forward-thinking companies from across Web 2 and Web 3 that are committed to making the process of securing and recovering digital assets, accounts, and other secrets as simple as existing Web 2 experiences. And this is the key to mass adoption. This is the key to getting out of this hype cycle, getting into the utility cycle, because once we actually have things like this in place, once we have the UI completely changed where, any user from Web 2 can realize the value of Web 3, that's it. The game is on. We have founding members take on a leadership role in oversight and governance. IO will hold a 2-year term on the Technical Oversight Committee, offering critical input on the Alliance's governance structure and core policies. And even over here, we have from Lehman Baird, Holiday Surprise, Dr. Lehman Baird on decentralized recovery and custody, the private key to mass adoption. Today in Web 3, there are no decentralized mechanisms which effectively protect users from the most common source of lost assets, stolen or lost secret keys. Recovery methods acting as a safety net for lost or stolen assets are essential for mainstream adoption of DLT. DeRec will provide users with a system of recovery that acts in a similar manner to the recovery of assets in Web 2, but in a decentralized way. And this is the hidden key to mass adoption. And if you go over to the DeRec Alliance, you can see this broken down for you on how this enables mass adoption. We have in order for blockchain and DLT industry to go mainstream, it needs a safety net for users. It must be easy for a layperson to make sure they will never lose their keys, wallets, identities, or passwords, because everything is going to go digital. Everything will be tokenized. This is exactly how we get to that point. So as we look at what's happening here, yeah, we are moving away from the hype cycle. We are moving into the utility cycle, and everything is being put in place in order to realize that in. Regulations are becoming a reality. the things that need to, protect us, like the DeRec Alliance, for an example, are being put in place. And also, as we think about that, right, we also look at Xrp, for an example, which is enabling Web3 interoperability. This is from Deutsche Bank, actually. This is an individual from Deutsche Bank, talks about the interoperability butterfly effect that fosters institutional adoption. Interoperability has got a butterfly effect. It leads to other positive effects too. I can access different products on different chains effortlessly without needing to be concerned about the complexity of public-private key management. Then it fosters adoption. So as we think about all of these players like Xrp or like Quant, combined with all these utility players, like this is all leading us down the road to having mass adoption, having all of this value on chain. But we don't get there without interoperability, without things like the DeRec Alliance that are providing those safety nets for users. But check this out.
I guess the initiative we're doing together for Project Guardian in particular, but also for the adoption of blockchain technology across financial institutions. Like, do you think interoperability is going to play a key role on that front?
Yes, definitely. Right. We believe that it will be a multi-chain world, and therefore interoperability will become very important in order to allow investors and clients to navigate through this multi-chain environment seamlessly and effortlessly. But importantly as well, we also see that interoperability has got a butterfly effect. It leads to other positive effects too. So let's just take this chain of reasoning. With interoperability, investors now can access products across different chains effortlessly. Then it will say, hey, now that I can actually tap across reach into the different products across the different chain, then how can I, be shielded from the private public key cryptography management? Because I don't really need or want to be managing this cryptography. So can you abstract that away from the experience? And from there, you could see then that, it can lead to the next one to say, okay, once you have interoperability, I can access different products on different chain. I'm able to, access it effortlessly without needing to be concerned about the complexity of public-private key management. Then it fosters adoption.
And that's exactly what's happening beyond just interoperability. That's what these things like the Decentralized Alliance, if you will, the DeRec Alliance, the Decentralized Recovery Alliance is doing. These things provide a gateway to mass adoption. And we are getting to that point. Like, I truly do believe that everyone out there that has been watching these videos, even those that are complaining, I want you guys to understand that, we are in a very early on technology asset class that in a few years from now, people are going to be wishing that they were able to go back and invest at some of these prices. And that's not me saying like, oh, hey, go out and buy these things. No, I'm just saying like, it's the time, right? It's realizing that there was a time in history where you had the greatest opportunity to be investing into technology that is running the world, essentially. The same goes for like the internet boom, right? A lot of people wish that they could go back to the dot-com bubble once it burst. They wish they could buy Amazon and Apple and Microsoft and Google and things like that. It's the same exact thing today, right? Where a lot of people are complaining that, oh, there's no price action, there's nothing happening. But we're starting to see the building blocks being put in place in order to realize in the next, $1 trillion to flow into this space, or the next, 1 billion users to flow into the space. We are moving away from those hype cycles. We will. And once we are past the whole hype and Bitcoin cycle, and we're in that utility-based cycle, these players like Hedera and Ripple, and, for an example, like we look at Quant. Okay, Quant has been working with these central bankers and these government, organizations for so long. It's just the same exact thing with Ripple. Hedera's been working with enterprises. All of these big announcements, all of these big moves being made, it seems like nothing right now. Because again, utility doesn't matter. Nobody cares about utility. But also utilization at scale is not happening because of regulations. But as we do start to move towards a regulated space, all of a sudden, all of these players that have been preparing for so long, that are getting handpicked by these enterprises and these organizations and these institutions, they are now the big winners. They are the future Amazon and the future Google and, Microsoft and Apple. That's something that I foresee happening. This entire space right now, yeah, we might look at these prices today and say, wow, I can't believe that this is not, at this price, and I can't believe that they're doing this and they haven't done this. And we're still tied to Bitcoin, guys. We're still tied to Bitcoin. Meme coins still have billions and billions of dollars tied to them. We're not in a utility cycle yet. But if you look at some of these projects like Hedera, and you look at Ripple, and you look at Quant, they're planting their seeds. And it's a strategic way of doing so with the enterprises and institutions that will bring, billions of users and possibly even trillions of dollars to this space. So that's what I'm watching for right now. That's what I'm looking at right now. And focus on these reports, because these reports are very, very significant, because they give us an insight that, is far beyond what we will see on X or on YouTube or on any platform. Institutions are here. They're at the forefront of this space. They are ready to fully embrace the technology for what it is. Tokenization, there's quadrillions of dollars tied behind tokenization. We have yet to even scratch the surface. So make sure that you guys are prepared. Make sure that you guys are paying attention to what actually matters in the space. And with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, to notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. It's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.